It's pretty good.
Pretty even, pretty even.
Pretty even.
Yeah.
And the countdown has begun, and we will be getting into the first game, which is going to be on Shakuro's Plateau.
Yeah, and this is a mighty good macro map.
Oh. SjoW.
Oh.
SjoW.
Your teammate pulling off some funky moves right there.
I showed him that. I was actually the guy, you know, usually you do it in front of a mirror. I was actually doing, I'm like, wait, just put your arm here, move this one down. Well, it's so good. Did you see that? You don't want to mess with SjoW.
You don't.
You don't, do you?
But, yeah.
If only HuK saw that, though.
HuK just kind of stood there in his hoodie and just did his thing.
All right, so we have HuK here, spawning on the top right as the red Protoss. And we have the fearful SjoW after that video, the mostly SjoW, feared SjoW in the bottom left as the blue Terran.
Yeah, and I just want to say something. Gamescom, a Swedish Terran, also known as Moro at the time, there were 16 invites. He was the 17th on the list. And somebody had to, or somebody pulled out, and Moro actually got to the event.
It was Demago, if I remember correctly. Visa issues.
Brattok.
Got me there.
Yes. And Brattok actually pulled out. Moro went to the tournament as the 17th invite, although everybody in the player list knew that he deserved to be in a spot, or deserved to be at the tournament anyway. And he actually went on to win it. So there's some Swedish Terran, you know, heritage that SjoW has to live up to if he wants to like prove himself. And it would be a great story to tell as well.
Yeah, I mean, losing Slayer's box and not being able to come here, I mean, I think everybody is disappointed in that. But nevertheless, like we do have the Swedish here, European champion SjoW playing for Team Dignitas, been showing some awesome results as of recent. And we'll have to see, can he master that and hone his power into taking down Liquid HuK, a formidable opponent. And we actually went to Infernal Online the other night, and HuK was practicing against Jinro, and HuK won like every game. He was on fire.
Yeah, but I was watching Jinro stream like a week ago, and the amount that Jinro kind of got angry about Protoss was unreal, so I think it's one of his weaker matchups. Whereas Jinro, as you said, he won IEM Europe pretty convincingly. I mean, he went through the whole tournament pretty much dropping 1 or 2 maps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that SjoW's favorite matchup is TVP. I mean, he's the best TVT player, but I think he has the most fun in TVP, and that's a clear factor here. And for the guys watching at home, I'd just like to point out this is like the first time I've ever controlled a camera in game, so I'm trying my best to keep that nice, smooth, not zoomed in, get an alt key, pressing that alt key, the important alt key, very important in fights, Ben.
You're doing a good job, Sean.
It's like I'm a Warcraft 3 player now, just jam that alt key every now and then.
Yeah, that's how it works. So we actually see SjoW. He hasn't got a geyser. He's actually going for a really fast expand. Given that it's cross-map automatically on this map, that's actually a pretty smart move.
And we see HuK actually going for a fast Nexus also after the gate, taking off gas and then putting back in, which is kind of interesting. We'll be getting enough gas to build out a Stalker for sure to defend against any Marine pressure. And that's the way StarCraft 2 has been developing recently. We are seeing more and more fast expand builds because players are just becoming more safer. They're defending against any aggression, and obviously if you go for an aggressive build and don't do the damage necessary, you're going to be so far behind. So both players are just thinking, well, I'm not going to do it, we might as well just go for the long drawn out game, which is definitely what we want to see.
Also, players don't really want to coin flip anymore. They want to actually prove that, hey, I'm actually a much better StarCraft 2 player than you, and they want to play the macro games against each other, which people are doing more and more readily and more willingly these days. I mean, the amount that you see Cheese these days, it's not very often. I mean, we saw TLO 7 Rax, which was the only map he won in this series, but still, Cheese isn't something you really want to resort to unless it's a do or die, or, a must-win situation, one map in a million kind of thing.
And Stalker will be able to deny this SCV Scout. One more hit away, does go down, but does see the 3 gateways. We do have a hidden pylon over here from HuK, which we'll have to see how he decides to use that. Most likely keep it there until the later stages of the game so we can start harassing the 3rd base, even if he decides to... Actually, no, he's going to use it now. Whooping in 3 Stalkers very early on, and SjoW getting
the Marines
caught
move
off
out.
guard.
And this is going to do a lot of damage to SjoW. SjoW has to micro really well, but equally HuK has to micro really solidly. But if he does so, taking a few extra hits without shooting, he's actually taking a lot of damage from these Marines. And SjoW's actually doing a lot. But once these Stalkers actually kill these Marines, SjoW's going to be in a world of trouble. He has no bunker up at his expand.
HuK.
Wow, so good micro by HuK. But he does lose a Stalker still. That was a bit unnecessary, but besides that, perfect play by HuK.
I mean, there's only Marines now. He needs to get down a bunker, and with the recent patch changes, bunkers are going to take a long time. More reinforcements coming in from HuK, and SjoW could be in a lot of trouble here. This could be so dangerous, Ben.
A really bad rally by by SjoW. He ran Marines out and they just got picked off by these Stalkers very easily. So HuK is in a really, really pleasant situation right now. He's got his expand up and running. He's actually pushing with just 3 gates, adding on 2 more. Soon we're going to see a huge influx of gateway units, and I don't think SjoW SjoW's in a real world of pain right now.
And he's losing a lot of SCVs here to defend it. He will defend it, though. The thing is that I was looking at is HuK actually got supply capped at 44 for a long time.
He's still capped at 44.
Actually warp in any units to continue with this pressure, and could have possibly even ended SjoW's first game in this series right there, but doesn't. And now we do have SjoW backing up with another gateway's been added. Another gateway, 6 gateways in total. And without this orbital command in play, I mean, HuK surely must just power away into the mid stages and really just take SjoW down.
Yeah, I mean, SjoW's not looking comfortable right now. You have to be on equal base with the Protoss. It's a necessity. And with this orbital command just floating on the left side of the map doing its thing, and HuK's just building up a gateway squad which can deal with anything in that amount when you've got double the economy. SjoW's going to be really struggling. I
mean, without Marauders, he's going to be in so much trouble. 2 sentries with the Guardian Shield is just going to completely nullify the damage coming in from these Marines. So many Stalkers and Zealots, and I mean, HuK doesn't even need to go up the ramp, basically. He can just sit down here and keep SjoW on one base.
Yeah.
And he actually is going to decide to go up, though, and SjoW could be in a lot of trouble with Marines only without Stim.
Yeah, SjoW isn't, or it's not, it could be in a lot of trouble. He is in a lot of trouble. He's losing absolutely everything right now. Even if HuK loses this whole army, he can just power it back with these 6 gates that he has, but he's not going to even have to. I mean, he's absolutely annihilating SjoW, and in pretty commanding fashion.
I can't believe my eyes. I didn't expect this for the first game, and HuK is going to take this in a very convincing fashion.
Wow.
Very one-sided, that game, and that is not the start that SjoW wants coming into this.
No, certainly not. And I mean, even though SjoW looked pretty scary with that pose that he did in that prancing with the boxing like Muhammad Ali, didn't really get him anywhere.
No, man. I think he practiced too much on the pose rather than his actual style in the game.
Yeah,
and we are going to go straight into the next map, which is going to be Crossfire. It's a pretty good map for both races here. We're going to have to see how they do play, but HuK taking a commanding lead in this series very early on. And I think the key mistake from SjoW was that he moved down with these Marines to try and do a little bit of pressure, but then got caught off guard by these Stalkers, and then from there, HuK just powered away, kept him on one base, and there was really nothing SjoW could do when he moved down.
Yeah, there was a severe lack of bunkers in SjoW's base. I mean, I'm not sure if he expected that pressure from HuK so early on, but he scouted the 3 gates. I mean, even if it's only 3 gates, not 4, 5, 6, you can do a lot with that. And HuK just showed us what you can actually do with that while pumping out probes at the same time. Then added on 3 more gates to make it 6. It's a very, very popular build over in Korea, and that's the reason why it's just so strong.
And like I said, this is going to be Crossfire. And the next map, if we do go to it, will be on Metalopolis. SjoW needs to pull something out of the bag here. I think that rather than pulling something out of the bag, I think he just needs to be a little bit more careful, especially with moving out like that. And obviously, as you said, not having any bunkers down against a Protoss like HuK could put you in a world of trouble. And SjoW kind of knew that because he lost the first game. And SjoW does have the invite. Annan is in the game. Let's see if he is ready to go.
Yeah, as we both said, the bunkers was a big mistake, but also just, I don't think his head was really in the game. I mean, these guys have waited a long time. There's been a few matches in place. SjoW's been doing interviews all day. I really hope that first game's taught him a lesson, and he's going to show his real self, you know?
Yeah, and the countdown has begun, and we can see SjoW on stage. Needs to keep focused in this game as we go into the first map, which is going to be on Crossfire, as we see Liquid HuK in the top right position. Oh my god, SjoW, stop doing that. Especially when you 1-0 down. Alright, so we do have HuK in the top right, and we do have SjoW down here in the bottom left. Please show your support to SjoW and make some noise so you can come back into this game.
If those booths aren't soundproof, then one of them's thinking there's going to be a proxy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, man.
Just thought about that.
They're pretty good, though. These booths are awesome.
They are.
They are really good. I mean, we did some testing before, and they were really good. I mean, these booths by DreamHack and obviously all the sponsors.
Oh, they got the new
labeled
headsets
everywhere.
too.
The new headsets too. Them Banshee headsets or whatever they have in there. They're
Those
awesome,
massive
man.
helicopter things.
Yeah,
they are badass.
And we do see both players. Oh no, pretty standard. I mean, Pylon's been put down, Supply Depot's been put down.
Yeah,
pretty standard opening.
What I'm thinking about this game is SjoW actually going to change his build because it obviously didn't work out for him. HuK's, on the other hand, he played pretty solid. I mean, there wasn't really a mistake. He had one Stalker loss, but in general, he was very, very solid.
I don't think the build was the issue, though. I think it was more the kind of decision-making to push out rather than the build itself. If he just stayed there and had a bunker in place and played a little bit more cautious, then he could have been in a good position.
That is very true, but the 6th gate is so good against bunkers. I mean, with Guardian Shield, you're producing every unit in your arsenal, so that's Sentries, Stalkers, and Zealots. With Guardian Shield up against just Marine, the 1 armor plus the -2, like negating from the Guardian Shield, your Marines are actually only doing 3 damage per hit. And when you think about that, to kill a Zealot, that's 30 hits. So this 6 gate play against what SjoW was doing, it's, you know, it's the best possible thing that you can do, and HuK played it really, really well.
And we do have SjoW changing up his build, and has gone for the refinery, and we'll wait to get the factory up, and the probe doesn't really see much. Has no idea. Is it a fast expansion? Does he have refinery? Has he gone for the double refinery? And it doesn't look like he is going to go for the double refinery. So most likely we'll be seeing that factory go up as soon as we get to 100 gas. Well, meantime, we do have just a pretty much standard opening from HuK here. Will he decide to go for this early expansion once again? He might have to play a little bit cautious, knowing that he is 1-0 ahead. Doesn't want to just throw that away.
Not just that, but this is a different build for HuK. He's got this second assimilator much earlier. He's getting the Warp Gate and the Stalker out straight away. Last game, he took guys off gas once he hit 50. He pulled out that Warp Gate upgrade, then made the Nexus, then 50 back, or 3 back on gas, and got the Stalker. So this is a much safer, it's not an Expo build, put it that way. He's going to tech pretty hard. He's got a lot of gas, and I don't know really what he's going to do with it.
I mean, he might even opt to go for a very early robo and get that observer out to find out what exactly SjoW's doing, especially if SjoW decides to go for a Banshee build that's going to be critical in HuK's decision making. Once again, a Chrono Boost on the Stalker to get that out here. We have a probe moving down and a Stalker in the middle of the map. Is this probe going to be putting down anything sneaky? It is waypointed 2 here, so we'll have to see if it does. At the same time, though, actually, we have an SCV that could possibly cross paths with this probe. And
yes, it does.
Yeah.
They've definitely seen each other. Even if they ignored each other, they've definitely seen each other. But we've seen so many Chrono Boosts go out on this gateway now for HuK. So he's playing really, really aggressive with these Stalkers. I mean, it's not just the fact that you're Chrono Boosting out units ASAP. You're actually stopping yourself from Chrono Boosting out pros. I know that sounds really simple, but he's sacrificing his economy to get out of these Stalkers, and he's not really doing anything with them, like besides denying that STV. But, you know, he's got a scan later on anyway.
And SjoW does scout that there's no Nexus there. And we do see HuK with 3 gates now. A forward pylon being put down, and a lot of movement on the minimap from HuK, moving down all these Stalkers to outside of SjoW's base. SjoW putting down a couple of bunkers in preparation for any form of aggression. Needs to lift the star put up and put it on the tech lab. A little bit slow there by SjoW. And we do have a robotics facility being added on now, Ben.
Yes, I think HuK's predicting this properly, that there is a Banshee on the way. And he is going to be knocking at SjoW's front door with a reasonable force. But this is an odd game. I mean, I haven't seen a tech kind of game for quite a while in PvP. Most guys opt for a fast expand. And yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with it.
I mean, HuK's poking up here now.
Oh
my god,
actually loses a
Stalker. That is so big at this stage of the game. Only almost 7 minutes in. And that's going to really hurt HuK, actually, especially if you wanted to do a lot of aggression early on. And he is going to be pushing out now, as you can see, moving away. And meanwhile, we do have a Banshee almost completed and Cloak being researched. And SjoW most likely go and expand away from here and try to do as much damage with this Banshee as physically possible.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if SjoW knew there wasn't an expand, but he didn't know what was actually in the main base of HuK, so he's not I don't know what he's predicting. Could he be predicting Colossus play, Dark Templar, anything like this? But HuK's build's actually ridiculously safe. I mean, he's piling out 2 observers as fast as possible, so I don't think these Banshees are going to do that much at all, actually.
Well, no, I mean, we have 3 Stalkers here on the mineral line. And where's the observer, actually? I don't think there's an observer on
Flying down the
line.
middle of the map. He's already got out his second one, and it is in his mineral line, is it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He definitely had one.
I don't know.
Oh, he cancelled it. He cancelled it.
Oh, no, that's such a big mistake.
Wow, okay.
Screw
everything I said. This Banshee is going to kill a lot of probes.
And he's going to have to be forced to chrono boost out another observer or bring that one back. And here we go. A lot of damage coming in from this Banshee. One goes down. We're going to see two, a third. Oh, yeah, third dose, and four. And oh my god, this Banshee is paying for itself. Another Banshee in the middle of the map, though, is going to get picked off by HuK. But still, the key focus is 9. Almost 9 kills. Oh my god, this Banshee and HuK making a critical mistake. The observer just about to pop out. But we are now at 10 kills. 31 SCVs versus 18 probes. Oh my god.
That is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to go. A little error in judgment like that. He had 2 observers queued up. He cancelled his second one because he thought he was safe. Then all of a sudden a Banshee flies in as soon as you make that decision. I mean, HuK must be kicking himself about that one. And SjoW is pulling SCVs. He has a lot of Marines now, a tank, 2 tanks in fact, and a medivac. Oh, I thought he was getting ready for a push, but no, he just seems to be securing expand.
Yeah, I mean, HuK hasn't got his expansion down at all. And now we are seeing this being put down very safe from SjoW right now. Though the food count is very similar, 61 versus 61, the 32 SCVs and the double orbital command versus only 1 Nexus and 22 probes, sorry. We do have a Colossus in the making, though, which could change the tide of the battle. But with these siege tanks in fantastic position, it's going to be extremely hard for HuK to try and penetrate this.
SjoW's also made a starport, and the reactor's just done. The Banshee actually saw everything that was in HuK's base, so we can just put everything on mules. Doesn't need to scan at all, and he's in a really safe position right now. If HuK's making an expand, he's so far behind in every kind of field. His tech might be up there because he's getting a Colossus. But SjoW's already preparing for it. I mean, he's in a really commanding position right now.
I mean, yeah, the engineering bay's done. In preparation, can get ready to go for +1. And we do have Stim, not too far away from finishing. And we'll most likely be going for the combat shield after that. And the thing with a lot of Terran players of recent, a lot of players are actually switching to using mech. That's like the style people are using. Obviously, Goody been very dominant with that style as of recent. But SjoW just doesn't like to play with mech and just prefers to go for the classic Marine Marauder Medivac play. And here we do have a drop on the left-hand side of the base. 8 Marines in total, but what do we have in HuK's base? Can he defend against this? The Colossus is moving into quite a nice position, actually.
It is, and that's just to hide it, I think. But if it does meet those Marines dropping, it's going to have a fun time with them.
Indeed, and
that Banshee is still actually harassing. It's going to get its 13th kill on a probe at that expand in a minute. Or is it? It's not, but it's having a good time.
It is indeed, and there we go, the 13th kill. 14 kills and the drop at the same time.
Wow.
This is awesome.
Solid play by SjoW. He's keeping HuK in his base. He knows, 16 kills on this Banshee now. He's still harassing, saves most of those Marines, and escapes with the Banshee also.
And the Medivac as well. Very nice play.
Solid play. This is exactly the way that SjoW dominated at IEM. I mean, we recently saw Naniwa go through a run at MLG with losing 1 map, was it? SjoW did exactly the same at IEM, roughly. And yeah, this is why. He can play really solid. The first game, he was disappointing. But yeah, he's really stepping up. He did just lose a Medivac, but he's so far ahead right now that he's probably going to just like, scoff at that.
I don't care about a Medivac.
Yeah,
he's so far ahead.
He's actually got a pretty decent army now, and he's actually moving ahead. He's got 5 tanks, 20 Marines, 4 Vikings, a Banshee, and 4 Marauders.
Well, +1 is just about to finish, so this is a clear timing attack from SjoW. When this finishes, does HuK have enough, though? He does have 1 Colossus, which is going to be key on any... Well, there's just 1 Viking, actually, and won't be able to do too much damage. There's 3 in reinforcement from SjoW, and when he gets up there, will he decide to keep pushing, though?
You know what? He's got 46 Harvesters against 33. He doesn't need to rush anything. He's just solidifying a really solid position on the map.
Yeah, he is indeed. And this pylon is getting taken down, not to worry, but the Observer does see everything, sees the Viking and tank out. And HuK feeling confident enough, knowing that these Marines and Marauders are a little split up, might decide to go in here. But the units are coming back. A scan does get rid of the Observer as well. And HuK needs to do something. Can he do anything against this? very solid position here by SjoW.
Yeah, I mean, even the tank on the left side, if he goes for either side, the tank's going to be able to shoot both of them. I mean, it's so small chokes. We said this was really good for force fields, but it's also great for tanks.
God, HuK is so smart moving back as this Banshee comes in. Will he be able to deflect it though? Stalkers are going into the base. HuK knows this Banshee is still alive. 16 kills, that is so good. And are we going to see more probes? 17 go down. A cannon has been placed here, which is going to help defend, but these Stalkers are going to chase away this Banshee.
And SjoW is so patient with this Banshee. I mean, I'd really be hating SjoW right now if I was HuK. I mean, most people will suicide it in and run it away, but SjoW's been using this Banshee the whole game, and it's picked off 17 probes. That was a very worthwhile investment.
And hidden away on these cliffs and trees, waiting for HuK to move out, and will move in again. HuK taking rid of these rocks so he can try to get back into the game, but now SjoW, as I've shown before, has this expansion not too far away from completion, and when that does get up, he's going to be so far ahead. You look at unit canonization again, 51 SCVs and double orbital commands versus only 39 probes. And can HuK come back into this? 114 supply versus 158.
Yeah, I mean, SjoW's army is... Oh, and the Banshee's actually going in again. I mean, he just doesn't give up. He's not really giving HuK a chance to breathe. And although he's only killing a probe or two each time, he's stopping him from mining considerably, and he is escaping every time. He is just so annoying.
So smart play by SjoW.
Really great play by him. He's so careful. And look at the supplies as well. All this time while he's been harassing, he's been macroing. He's going to get his third base faster than HuK. He's still got a lot more workers than HuK. He is doing so well for himself. Almost 180 supply against almost 120. He is doing so well.
We do have a Marine just scouting this area. The third base is up here though, and the Dark Shrine has been put down. I'm gonna have to try and find that with my little scroll speed. There it is. The Dark Shrine has been put down, and but then there's turrets here. There's 2 orbital commands, possibly a third. Yes, a third indeed. This was turned into a third one, so he's got a lot of energy around the map. We'll have to see if if that decision that HuK has chosen to go will pull him back into this game. That Banshee though, still up here with 19 kills.
Yeah, actually I think Dark Templars are a really smart idea. I mean, he hasn't seen a Raven in his army. If he does pursue him, if you get 1 Dark Templar in his base, then it can do a lot of damage on SCVs, and there is a drop incoming.
And the Observer moved down the map, but just slightly pixels missed it, and he is going to be dropping onto the Nexus Natural here, and we'll be able to do a lot of... Oh, gotta be careful.
Oh, he's kind of revealed himself already and not really done any damage. That was a bit bad, but he does meet up with 2 Colossus. Oh, and these Colossus are actually dealing with this, and the rest of the army comes in. That was the first mistake SjoW's made this game, but it doesn't really matter. He's got 2k minerals, he's almost maxed out, 1000 gas, and he's actually, this drop, even though it didn't do anything, and I said it was a mistake, he moved his whole army to the next tower. So no, it wasn't a mistake, it was just a distraction, and I think it's going to pay off. And the Banshee is back in the main base with 25 kills.
Oh my god. SjoW. When did SjoW learn to pilot a Banshee? Because this is awesome, and it's going to get away again. SjoW!
And SjoW's running in units in the top left base as well. 4 Marauders,
god,
but there are
awesome.
Dark Templar there.
Like you said before, this is the SjoW we saw take out White Ra in Kiev. And this is amazing. We do have 2 medivacs on this side, and another drop here. Banshee still idle on the top side of the map, and this huge force in the middle. 195 food versus 141, and 4 more bags being added on can reinforce so fast. We do have a DT coming in though. Might be able to get a lot of kills.
There's a DT in the bottom right base as well that's denied mining completely. It's no SjoW Banshee, but it's pretty good.
And SjoW gets us around. This isn't really, I mean, I know he's ahead, but he's losing a lot of SCVs. 6-7 kills here, and more here. 11 for HuK. Really pulling this back, but at the same time, SjoW has had enough and is going to be moving in with this large amount of mech bio.
And SjoW's also dropping the main base with 2 medivacs, so he's all over the shop right now, but in a good way. 5 DTs being walked in for HuK. He's really struggling right now. He keeps darting in and out of the supply block, but this Dark Templar is almost rivaling SjoW's Banshee with 19 kills.
And the thing is, though, these could really turn the game around. 3 now, could they get in a lot of big hits?
Oh,
just get a good
look
scan,
at this
though.
army, though, that SjoW has. This is 7 tanks. 7 tanks backed up by a heck load of Marines and Marauders and Vikings. He is looking pretty dominant right now.
Yeah, and SjoW doesn't really mind about these DTs in his base. Still ahead, still has the large food count. This drop is finally getting dealt with. No units left, only the 2 medivacs. And this army here is so strong, and it's going to be so hard. No hardly anything.
Oh, that could have been really, really close. If half of his army got split, HuK could have been looking good again. Because although he's just lost his base, he's not that far behind on supply. But he's still killing probes and still annihilating everything right now.
I mean, these DTs have really pulled it back for HuK. Another kill, forcing the pickup of that command center. And now HuK forced to move out. Did lose this Nexus here. And this is the remaining force of HuK. He does have 2 Colossus in the main, but does have this 3rd base up, which is going to help him a lot in the long run.
Yeah, this Banshee is actually still alive at the top of the map. So that's pretty nice to note. But HuK's actually ahead in workers for the first time in the game. I mean, those Dark Templars, that was a really, really smart move. Despite having turrets all over the map, if you get 1 DT in the back of that base or in the SCV line, they just, wow, they really do work it.
Look at the army count though. You know, 7,000 versus 4 and 2.5 versus 1,700. You know, large amount of difference. And the Banshee is back again. 27 kills, 28 in red health, 28 HP, 29 kills. SjoW, that is very impressive. There's no observers in the creation.
And, now he's just taking out a Stalker as well.
Wow.
What a hero.
29.
But he's kind of ignoring everything. He's going straight for the probes. He just wants to rack up that kill count.
Wow, 31, possibly a Stalker. Stalker in there too. 32, where is the observer from HuK? Just about to come out now.
It is coming out. I really don't want this Banshee to die.
No, please, no.
He's...
Oh. It's gonna go down. Round of applause for that Banshee,
guys. What an amazing Banshee.
That was did so much damage from start to finish. 24 minutes in, still getting kills. This DT has nullified this expansion, forcing SjoW to go to the gold. I guess that's not a bad thing, really. And we do have a large force here moving for SjoW. Coming up here, DT, again, great use of the DTs, just not being able to do anything to the large amount of force of SjoW. And if he gets a good siege position here, this could be so difficult. This siege
position is really, really sick. There's nothing HuK can do to defend this base.
Yeah, look at that. Do so much damage. Units going down
there
everywhere.
is a DT there, though.
Scanned up, though.
Bam.
See you later, DT. And the food count, 190 versus 140. And 2 medivacs. Wow, won't get him picked off.
Is HuK going for a base trade?
Very possibly. I mean, he's supply capped so heavily, and the immobile army a little bit caught off position here. HuK could, I don't know, he's got so many zealots though. If you look at it, look at that, so many.
A collision is coming.
And wow, this is complete massacre of HuK's units. The upgrades from SjoW completely dominating this. And Vikings landing to 145 versus 58 of HuK, and it looks like your Swedish Terran is pulling this back.
Yeah, I'm really proud of SjoW actually. Like, the first game, I was a bit worried that he was going to come to this tournament not prepared because he was the invite that, you know, came in to replace Boxer, so I was worried that he wasn't prepared, but he's really showed us that if you make one little mistake against a player as good as SjoW, you are really going to pay the price for it, you know?
I mean, it looked like HuK was just going to walk away with a 2-0 win, especially after that first game so dominant. And SjoW looking a little bit nervous, but that second game really showed us why he is the European champion, taking down so many players over and over again. And the last map is going to be Metalopolis, and I think we should go straight into it. Let's check if both players are ready.
I can't imagine them not be. They must be so pumped after that. But
All right.
HuK must be fuming.
HuK, man. That Banshee, what was it, 32 kills?
32 kills.
32 kills. All right, let's get straight into this. Please, if you are a HuK fan, make some noise for HuK. And if you would like your Swedish superhero SjoW to close this out, please make some noise for him.
I think SjoW's actually leading on the cheers right now.
I think so, man. He is Swedish.
He's building a fan base right here.
SjoW fighting.
SjoW the pilot.
The pilot.
That's his new name. The Aviator.
The Aviator. Alright, so we are on Metalopolis. Obviously, I've said it over and over. We are in cross positions as this is the TSL Metalopolis. We have HuK up here the Canadian Protoss, traveling from Korea today to fight in this tournament. And we do have SjoW down here, the home, not necessarily favorite, but we still have a pretty big hero to come up next in the form of Jonathan Jinro Walsh.
Yeah, there's a lot of Swedes representing, but don't get too carried away, because right now it is SjoW's time.
Indeed, it is SjoW's time to show you how good he can really be. And we'll have to see if he can pull it out of the bag. And after that second game, I think the confidence level within SjoW must be so high.
Yeah, I mean, losing a first game so blatantly like he did, that really, really hits you hard. I mean, you don't recover from that too easily, but SjoW, he was just like, bugger it, I'm going to go with a Cloak Banshee and kill everything, and he did exactly that.
Actually, when you were playing, and you went down quite a lot, heavily against HuK, if I remember. Was it HuK in the IEM, and you came back to pull some sick...
Oh, goody.
Goody. Indeed, man. So it's possible. I mean, you're in such a really bad situation. And SjoW was... I mean, it's a best of 3. When you played Goody, it was a little bit different. And SjoW was down to the last game. I mean, if he'd messed up that previous game we just saw, he was out of the tournament, and the same that you experienced as well. And you kept your nerves, and can SjoW do the same?
Yeah, I'm actually, it's making me a bit goosebumpy, but, HuK, on the other hand, he was 1-0 up. He was pretty comfortable. But, when you really are there to close it out, I mean, you're not just playing against these guys. You are eliminating his chance to win $15,000, the equivalent of 100k krona. So, it's a lot to do. You're effectively robbing everybody else in the competition of winning this money. So, I don't think HuK had it in him that second game. I think a 1-1 is much more exciting. And every match today has gone 1-1. Oh, yeah, 2-1 either way, so I think really shows you the caliber of all of these players. So evenly matched.
And we do see HuK has taken off the assimilator, got up to 50 gas, and it is going to be throwing down a Nexus very shortly, and at the same time we'd have SjoW going for a factory. Will he be going for the Banshee build? I mean, it worked out pretty well for him last game, so we'll have to see if he decides to do that again. The thing is with SjoW, I mean, he hasn't scouted yet, only the SCV is not quite there, has got a long way to go yet, and actually is scouting... well, actually, this isn't really scouting. A lot of people might think, like, why is SjoW scouting this way? He knows his cross positions. Obviously, scouting out to see if there's any proxy pylons, any Stargates here, or anything that could throw the game away for him. And he is going to be going over to scout out HuK. HuK's sending out a second probe, actually, just to check the Xel'Nagat out, and might be placing kind of the same style we saw in the first game, where he put that pylon on the third base and reinforced with a lot of stalkers, did a lot of damage, and we do see the second and third gateway going down for HuK here.
Yeah, this is exactly the same as what he did the first game. The second game he mixed it up a little, went for these stalkers that got chrono boosted out, and then lost one against 2 bunkers, which was a pretty big error. I think he wasn't comfortable with that build that game. He wanted to play around a little, I felt. But this game he's resorting back to what he knows. And HuK, if you don't know HuK, which you should know HuK, he plays an insane amount of games. I mean, at one point he had rank 1 and 3 or something on the Korean ladder with 2 different accounts. So this guy plays a lot. He plays the same style in and out. So he's probably played this strategy thousands of times already. So he's very, very comfortable with it.
And the thing is, what SjoW needs to do now, I mean, SjoW hasn't opted to try and go for a command center, be like, all right, I'm a little bit behind in the, the eco wars. I should get my command center up and try to come back. No, he's deciding that he's going to go for a medevac. A Hellion/Marine drop is going to be on its way. Stalker moving down is going to be able to push this Hellion away. Might be able to get some key scouting information, though. SjoW has to do damage. I cannot stress that enough. Against a build, when you come across a player that goes 1-gate expo and you don't expand yourself, you have to do damage.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure about this build. This is a build that I talked to a lot with Nama, and against Protoss, you have to do so much damage, and by so much, I mean kill literally 10 probes or something to make it pay off. But then he can just all-in push you with all these gateways, and you don't really have anything to survive. I mean, right now he has Marines, Hellions, and a medevac. But if you look back at his base, he's got really no tech path. He's making a Banshee right now, which is cool, but against a gateway push, it's a pretty risky build. And if HuK deals with this push, if HuK deals with this push efficiently, SjoW's going to be in a lot of trouble, so SjoW really needs to do a shitload of damage.
Damn straight, and here we come with the Marines. Hellions on the natural, not being able to do anything. Can the Marines do anything? 2 kills, we're going to see 4 kills in total, but now the medevac and the Marines are in trouble though, because there's a lot of stalkers here that could take down this. SjoW is starting to actually just engage against these stalkers. Medevac is going to go down though.
And really good micro by HuK. He kept all his Stalkers alive, moved his probes efficiently. He's still ahead in probes despite this drop happening. And this is what I was talking about. Yeah, you got to give it up for HuK. He played really solid there. SjoW, on the other hand, this was a risky build.
Did he do enough damage, though? I mean, because if you look at the counting stations, 26 versus 28, the orbital command's about to come down, but did he do enough damage?
Well, he's behind in tech, he's behind in probes or workers, and even if he does get this orbital command up, there's going to be 35 harvesters against roughly 28 or so, which you think it might be good, but against a Protoss, you pretty much always have to be ahead. This Banshee, well, normally, I wouldn't give a Banshee much credit, but since SjoW's playing with this Banshee, anything can happen.
But at the same time, we have a counter push from HuK coming in, but this Banshee's going to be able to do a lot of kills. There are no units around at all. A cannon coming down. Very smart by HuK, thinking something like this could happen.
But the Banshee is in the main base now, and HuK is having to pull all his probes once again. He must be feeling pretty bad about this amount of Banshees that have been annihilating him. And he's actually doing really good with his Banshee. Like, even though he's only killed 4 probes, he stopped the mining for so long. There's no gas on that expand for HuK, so there's no Stalkers being made whatsoever, no tech being made. He's doing really well for himself. Even though I said I don't think it's going to have a good follow-up, he's really, really working it, and I think HuK played too aggressive too soon.
And, well, combine that with the drop he did earlier, I mean, SjoW is looking in a pretty good situation again. We have these 3 bunkers up, going to be completely fine against any aggression from HuK. And now if we look at the production tab, we do see the engineering bay going down. One in the start, that +1 upgrade as soon as possible. Stim packet 85 out of 170. And the observer is keeping track of this Banshee this time. Does not want to have the 32 kill Banshee again.
Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't need to keep an observer on that, but he doesn't know he doesn't have cloak. He didn't actually invest that much in getting 1 Banshee. I mean, he got a tech lab, which is now in use on his barracks, so that wasn't a waste. He just got a Banshee out, and look what it's done. Killed 4 probes, stopped mining for literally 30 seconds on gas and minerals from our entire base. That was so worth the investment.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a cannon here, he's got Stalkers split up all over the place. We might even be seeing Blink being researched from this Twilight Council, and Observer is following it around, and that's doing a lot of damage. Even though he's not doing damage, like, directly, it is doing damage to HuK. He's just investing a lot of units to defend against this. We do have Zealot Charge actually being researched.
And this is what I wanted to see a little bit earlier, but the fact that this Banshee has made HuK so paranoid about losing 32 probes once again, he can really keep HuK in his base and get a 3rd base up rather quickly. And if you are behind on bases against a Terran, well, if you're on equal bases with a Terran, you're in a spot of bother. But the Banshee does fly in again, and it is picking off a few more probes. So 7 probes.
Banshee without cloak, 7 probes. Not even the tech path that SjoW wanted to desperately concentrate on. Really pulling back into this game. 86 food for SjoW, a little bit supply blocked, unfortunately, versus 77 for HuK. Now HuK moving out with quite a formidable force, going to be able to do a little proc and prod around, going to try to delay this 3rd expansion for as long as possible.
Yeah, and against tanks and this amount of Marines, this Stalker force isn't really going to get anywhere. He's trying to make a 3rd base of his own, but SjoW is predicting, he's playing really smart. I mean, this Banshee alone has forced these Stalkers to the right side of the map, and SjoW almost instinctively knows something is up, because this Observer's following me for a reason, and move that Banshee away. So really smart play. Although there was nothing done in those 10 seconds, you can just tell that SjoW's a really strong player.
Now we do have this little force coming in. Only 3 Zealots might be able to get a cancel on this Nexus. That could be absolutely huge for that SjoW. And could
He's
throw
chasing the
down.
Zealots,
Oh my
though.
god, it is a cancel too. And that is huge for SjoW right now. Really commanding this game, and now SjoW even going to come in and do a little bit of damage here.
Wow.
Force fields.
And the force fields kind of save the Marines and Marauders, because the Zealots can't really get in. They're just fighting 1 Marauder at a time that is getting healed by the medevac.
Oh my god.
Those were not good force fields.
I mean, the day that Terran players said they want to have force fields.
Oh,
this
and the
is
Banshee is back again. It's got 9 kills now.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
SjoW.
Oh.
Is toying around with Canadian HuK right now. The Banshee is going to get away just about, but really great play. And in the meantime,
and
he's got his 3rd base up.
Jeez.
I mean, this is awesome. Force the cancel on the Nexus. So great play by SjoW, and has a great amount of units back at home as well. So defensive, nothing can crack that for sure. And now, how is HuK gonna react to this? HuK is being swung around, the yo-yo being left and right-hand side, and really, SjoW is completely toying around with him right now.
Well, HuK's just lost the stalker on the left side of the map with a small little force. This little guy's, yeah, they're doing their job. There's a lot of stalkers on the left side getting ready to take that tower back. But SjoW's actually put down missile turrets ready for these Dark Templars that Liquid HuK is going to be making anytime soon. SjoW's so prepared. He's one step ahead of HuK all the time.
And we might see another drop coming in. No, the health on the Marine's not so high.
That's the same drop he had earlier. He got away with it. So, yeah,
Observer in a key
SjoW's
location.
making the most of his units. I mean, if you spend 150 minerals on a Banshee, you know, you think if I can get 3-4 kills, I've pretty much paid off. But, oh, and these Stalkers are actually running into a planetary fortress right now, trying to kill the missile turret, but SjoW repairs it in time and very easily.
And hello, Marines drop again. Few Zealots and Cannon are going to be able to defend against this for sure.
Yeah,
and,
these Marines are going to get away.
And,
one Marine died, but he got to see what was going on. He saw an Immortal was being made, not a Colossus. He's seen the base. It's still not got that many units. He's still cautious about units being dropped in his base, being left behind. So he pretty much knows that he can move out soon, because units are still being left behind in HuK's base. And he knows he's ahead anyway, because he's done so much harass. And this army by SjoW, this is not a normal TVP army. This is an annihilating TVP army. And I am not looking forward for HuK.
Oh man, he must be quavering in his DreamHack booth over there, because this is a formidable force here. So many Marines, a lot of tanks. The Observer does see exactly what is there. But does HuK have enough? He has a lot of Zealots. He does have charge, which is going to help out a lot. But the Marines there, +1/1, has finished for SjoW, and the upgrades of Liquid HuK are to equal. But does he have enough units to drop at the same time? Is going to be happening on the natural of HuK while this engagement possibly begins. We'll have to see how he does decide to move out here.
Yeah, this is... HuK's actually positioning himself really well, though. He's not, like, investing in a fight that he knows he's going to lose. But this drop by SjoW, he is so annoying with these drops. It is unreal.
And here we are, another drop, picking up, probes idle, and Zealot's been walked in, drops it down, going back down to the lower cliff again.
Get back to the fight, get back to the fight.
Here is a huge fight.
Here we go.
Stim goes off. Can HuK clean up SjoW? I just don't think so. There are so many Terran units, and HuK is in a world of trouble to Muslim.
He is. I mean, he's got Marines killing his Expo as well. These 3 Marines are actually taking out a cannon on their own. Are they going to do it? He actually kills the cannon with 3 Marines, so really well played. He's also just won the fight. He is toying with HuK. He is tearing him limb from limb.
A lot of DTs in the mix now, but the scan takes them all down.
He blinks half his army back, but leaves half of it behind.
And oh no, HuK is actually disintegrating beyond our very eyes. He is destroying himself, making so many mistakes over and over, and SjoW with reinforcements as well. And this is looking very, very good for your Swedish Terran player, who is on the verge of knocking out Liquid HuK.
Yeah, and in very dominating fashion as well. He didn't put a step out of place in these last 2 games. Played very smart. And GG is called. Wow. It shows a happy man.
I mean, you can see there a cute grin on his face, expressing his feelings, and wow.
Really wow. I mean, Protosses in general have been doing really well against Terran. And as you said, Jinro had a lot of trouble in the Inferno Online Cafe yesterday against him, losing pretty much every game. But SjoW, the other Swedish pride, if you like, of Terran, really showed HuK what Sweden's made of.
Indeed he did. And after that first game, SjoW wasn't looking too good. And unfortunately, you can see him on stage now. The Swedish fans applauding their hero as they get ready to do the interview. But HuK falling apart in the second. I really think that the way SjoW played, he just teared him apart, like with the 32 kill Banshee, drops over and over again and just completely toying around with HuK. And I really want to hear what SjoW has to say about that. So I'm ready to throw it over to James and the sweet little chairs you have over there.
Thank you, Apollo and Muslim. So SjoW, when we invite you to a 1v1 tournament, please play 1v1, not 2v1 with a Banshee. It's not fair. So you were the last player to come into the tournament. Unfortunately, Boxer wasn't able to attend, but you've just taken down HuK. How does it feel?
Feels awesome. He's such a good player. He's code S, and I can't believe it.
Guys, Now, a lot of people were commenting when you were playing that you were really playing strong and like people know how you play with a lot of drops, just controlling so much around the map. I mean, how on form did you feel in that game?
Actually, I didn't play that good in the macro game, I think. I had like 800 minerals after harasses and stuff like that, and I didn't play perfect there, but I microed my harass units very well, and I got a lot from that, and I won the game just because of that.
All right, well, there you go. So, next match, we've got White Ra versus Jinro. You're going to play the winner. Who do you want to play?
I would like to play Jinro, because that would mean there would be a Swedish final for sure. And my TVT is much stronger than my TVP, so it would be an awesome game.
All right, well, there you go. Any last words to the Swedish audience? Because they're always proud to see someone from Sweden do so well.
Jag kunde inte höra er, men ni verkade fantastiska.
Took the words right out of my mouth. All right then, so fantastic. Well done and good luck in your next game. So next up, we've got Jinro versus White Ra. That is going to be next, but of course, remember, Sapphire are still giving away graphics cards. Thank you. Oh, I've been touched. And you can head over to Facebook for that one. So head over to Facebook/Sapphire Technology. But we're going to go to a small break. But when we come back, it's the last quarterfinals. Jinro versus White Ra. See you in a moment.